Rightio worlds, so I've just done the very first stage, which I managed to get these two bits out very, very gently. Hopefully the mic's not crackly. I don't have a knife thin enough to get it out of the frame, so I got them out and very gently got these out. This is stage one of the Jilly bike being put together, so rightio worlds, catch you later, bye. Rightio worlds, I've been struggling on for the last hour and a bit, and I will say that, hour and a bit. This is the instructions here where you have to tie off a rubber band and put it around there. It looks pretty simple, doesn't it? They even tell you how to cut the rubber band to the right length. Well, that didn't bloody work. So yeah, you just simply tie a knot in the rubber band and you wrap it around there, and then you hook it onto there, and then you hook it onto there, and then you hook it onto there. It all sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Well, bugging me dead. I've never had so much drama with a goddamn rubber band in my life. It took me probably half an hour just to try and tie that knot. And every time I've assembled into here, it didn't work out quite as well as it should have. But so far, look, I'm finding the instructions fairly good. Apart from this one rubber band so far, the amount of rubber bands they gave me, I'm dreading. So I'm finding the instructions quite good. This piece went together quite well, which slots into here. It's like a cam. I'm guessing this is all going to move up and down at some stage, but we're just going to leave him sit. So, and that's just got to be spread a bit like that. So far I'm actually going a lot better than I expected, but it has taken me probably over an hour. Sorry, it's probably taken me over an hour just to get to this stage here. And then we're into this stage, which looks like it's obviously, excuse me, looks like we're obviously into some sort of head assembly there. So it's showing me, highlighting me some bits here I need, which I'd say are these bits here. So overall, we're going along slowly, but pretty good. But I've never had such a fight with a goddamn rubber band in my life. I can't believe it. So anyway, get back to you later, worlds. Bye. Rightio, worlds. So we're a little bit further on. I've got this in the frame. This all went together really good. I'm actually finding these instructions pretty good so far. So this has all gone together pretty good. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but if you rotate this, these things in here go up and down like pistons. How good is that? I don't know if you can see that. I'll just try and do that. It works, I think it works better on the back. I'll try that again. See that go up and down? Look at that, you rotate it, and it's like the pistons go up and down. How cool is that? Jilly, I think I love you again. Really cool so far. I have to admit, this rubber band here was the stress of my life. Now I'm guessing at some stage this here is going to turn, and this is going to go up and down like a cam as well. That's why you let rubber bands on, and that's all going to line up. So, well, so far so good. And this is turning out to be a really good build. It's taken me a couple of hours just to get this far, but I really am taking my time. Learning how to press the parts out is also, yep, that's a skill on its own without breaking anything. So learning how to pop these parts out, you go each side just gently, and after about 3 or 4 goes, you can actually pop them out without causing any damage. So I'm loving this so far. This is bloody awesome. Just seeing that, just those little pistons go up and down. It's just like, that is really, really cool. So, rightio, worlds. Get back to you a bit later. Rightio, worlds. So it's a couple of days later. I was out on the bike all day yesterday. Did a nice 123 mile ride and really enjoyed it. But anyway, let's get back to the Jilly bike. Okay, so it's all going together pretty good actually. Now, I didn't film a lot of the internals that had to go on there. I really had to pay very close attention to a lot of the pictures, like getting these in the right way around. They weren't quite as clear, but after a couple of goes, Yes, it's all come together pretty good. And I can actually say getting the bits out of the frame is getting, I've just got to take my time, so if you want to get that out, you just push it a little bit that way, turned over, push it a little bit that way, and turned over again, and just push it a little bit that way, and they do pop out. I haven't had to cut any of the parts out of the frame at this stage, so I'm really doing that. Now, one little bit of disappointment, I can tell you, this rubber band here, this rubber band in here, yeah, I think it took me nearly half an hour or more just to get that rubber band tied off the right way around. That was a pain in the arse. And I don't know if anyone's had much fun with rubber bands before, but I'll just go back to here, and that was their instructions there. So basically you put it over the toothpicks. Turns out that this part here, this little piece here, that's actually a tool. As far as I can see, it doesn't actually fit on the bike, but you use that as a tool. And you use it for these little things. These are tiny. I don't know if you can even make out. These are tiny. There we go. And there's not each of those little grooves snaps in half again. So you snap them in half, take them out, then you snap them in half, and then you snap them in half again. These are tiny, tiny little parts to work with. So, and you use this tool to put it into place. So, but anyway, getting back. So the rubber band, you had to stretch it over here. Then you had to tie this knot in it, and that just kept coming undone. It was a nightmare. And then you install it into this part of the bike. So anyway, I did manage to get all that in, and that's a that focus. That's a different rubber band in there. The rubber band on that one is up here, and I don't know if my light's very good on here, and it sort of works as cambio device. So, but I've had one small disaster when pressing the frame together. I actually broke this part off the bike here, which was very disappointing, but I think I can get away with it. It was a fairly clean break, so I think I can, one, I've got some really good glue, I can glue that back together, and two, there are two holes up here where toothpicks go through, so when I get to this part of the bike, I can actually, I'm not going to do it now, I'm going to try and re-glue this part back on the bike. I can't do it, I'm holding it away from it, shaking. So I'll glue that back onto the bike, and then with the help of the toothpicks, I'll be able to put that in position. Put that down. I will be able to put that into position. So I've gone through all this stage here. Sorry, my light's not very good in here. I don't know who stole summer up here this year, but they've stole our summer. We've had no warm days. It's quite cloudy and a bit dark outside. So these instructions are actually quite good, better than I expected. When I first looked at the bike, this model, I was like, holy shit. So that's what I've done. I've got up to this stage here now, and like I said, when I was pressing the bike together in this part here, I broke this part of the tail off the bike. So anyway, so I'm about to start on the next stage, which is putting all this on. And I'm just going to the back of the bike, so more stuff there. So when it comes to the back of the bike here, which is going to be this section through here, toothpicks are required to go line these up. So I'm hoping I can glue the part that I broke off and join all together with the toothpicks, and it will hold together. And it is netted as part of the bike. I don't think so, and then I've got all the wheels to put together. So, but anyway, worlds, this is where we're at right now. The model's going together. Yeah, there were those little wing bits in there, those tiny little wing bits on this wheel here that had to go in there, and you use this tool here to these little wing bits. I don't know, my light in here seems to be rather crappy. And you use this tool here, I'm just looking back at the camera, and you use that to push them into position. So, which are these little things here. Rightio, well, so yep, the Jilly bike is going together quite well. It is a shame I broke this part, but I think I can get around that, glue it together. Sorry, I'll tie that. So yes, the bike is going together quite well. I believe I can glue this together, and with the help of these two holes here and some toothpicks, I'll be able to make that work okay. I do have some good glue, but I'm not going to do that till I really have to do it. I might leave that stage till further on so it doesn't get any more damage. But anyway, so the model's going together way better than I expected. It's not as hard as I expected it to be. The instructions, I just have to really look at the pictures really closely. Their drawings are pretty good, but sometimes they're not accurate, and I found I've put things into position and then gone back and had to visit the drawing quite a few times, swap things around a few times, and then sort of finally get it right in the end. So, but anyway, Worlds, that's where we're at, and I'm going to spend the rest of the day just plodding along and getting a bit further on this model. So, rightio, catch you later, bye. Rightio, so I'm up to, oh, come here. So I'm up to this stage here, which in the book, it shows to add this little wheel here, but it doesn't. There's no instructions on building that wheel. It's like this part here. I've gone through the whole booklet. There is no instructions of building this little wheel here. Now, I've gone through the sheet and I've located a couple of, I've located at least one 70 part, there's another one there, and I've located a 31 part which is there, and I've gone through the whole booklet on the instruction sheet, and there's no mention anywhere, so I'm going to assume that is a 31 part. Now, another thing that's come to mind, so you put that on, which is like you drive, and then you put your black rubber band on. Skip ahead a few more steps, and we come to the back wheel assembly, and the second black rubber band did not come in this kit. When I opened the box, there was only one black rubber band. This rubber band's missing out of the kit, which is really disappointing. I know I've got the front band that goes from there to the front pulley, which I'm about to assemble now. I've swept all my floors, I've gone through everything. I'm going to go have a quick look back in the opening of the box, but I'm 100% sure it only came with one black rubber band, which is extremely disappointing. So anyway, my start is now to get this front pulley on, which I believe is part number 31. Then I take these out, break them all in half and then in half again, and they're my little things that the rubber band sits in. So anyway, let's get to that. Right, so I might as well show you how we get the parts out. So I'm just going to push on that. Oh, got to be careful. So careful, just give that a little push there. I don't know if you can see me. Give that a little push there. Little push there. Right. Don't need that. Our part comes out. Then I need 4 of them, so which is only 2 of them. So I knock out 2 of them without losing the rest. Come out. Oh, come on. Come on, come on. Right. I usually break a lot cleaner than that. Rightio. This is how small the parts are, and then I break this in half again, like that, and that's how small our part is. So I need 2 of those. Try and get these out. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Break them in half again. So there's our parts. They've got tiny little tags at the back that you can't see, so we get our sandpaper out. Give them a little bit of a just ever so lightly a sand. Oh. Then we install into here, like so. And that's what this part's for. You push them in. Alright, sand. Just a very light sand. Goes in like that. Oh god, that sun's reflecting on my knife. That was painful. And sand. Getting there. There we go. So what I do, instead of using that tool, I just gently push down and then lock it into position like that. It's not even in, so give that a little bit of a push. There we go. That's locked in. That's now locked into position. I do that with all of them. Go through. Just push down. Clicks on. Don't have to push hard. Just enough to get it to lock into place. One more to go. Alright, lock that in. That's it. Nope, I didn't break it. I thought I broke it. Actually, I did. And then I just both sides like that. So then that slides onto there. And then the booklet says to and we put 2 rounds on. One, 2, like so. So they've gone on. Now where's my box? And the only one black rubber band that came with the kit, which is very disappointing now. Oops, and I've just lost one of me. That just fell off. This one's not staying in as good as it should. It's very loose. That's a very loose fitting, that one. So I might move him to another position if I can. To do that, I need to flick this wheel. There's a cog down in there. It's supposed to freely run, but it doesn't. It's just all a little bit too tight. And unfortunately this little one keeps falling out of its socket. I could probably just put a dab of glue there to hold that into position, because as you can see, I've just dropped that on the floor somewhere. This one has no intentions of staying in position. This one's just a very loose fitting and keeps falling out. Alright. Okay, what have I done with the rubber band? There it is. Okay. So now I've got to somehow get this rubber band from here and, without breaking anything, stretch it over here, like so, almost like so. Oh God, my fingers. Come on. There we go. Almost. And there we go. We now have the front rubber band pulley on. Now this is all supposed to turn, and it sort of does, but what's happening? That cog down in there is binding up. This little cog down in there is binding up on this bigger gear wheel here, and it isn't turning. Like these are supposed to be inner teeth. I don't know if you said these are supposed to be inner teeth in here, and it's not really rotating that. But you know what? I don't really mind. It's not going to be a play with model, but and there we go. That's that one little section of that done. Okay, that part is all that's complete. But yes, they did not show me. Lucky I knew how to do that part there already, but it did not show me a part number or how to build that. So anyway, it's done. So now we're on to this part here, which is, I think it's part of all the fuel tank, which I'm not going to film, or maybe I will. Right, let's go. What part numbers do we need? We need part number. And what it also does is in the, on the parts, well, it's not a tree, but on the parts, it highlights the parts you need to take out, which is really good. So, first and foremost, we need parts 33, 34, 35, and you have to pay, and we need 2 more toothpicks cut off in half. Which is basically just one toothpick cut in half. And where's my ruler? I actually use this metal ruler to get my half, which is that half's covered in paint, so I go back to here, I put it on the 30 mark, 27's half, or close enough, because what happens is you have to trim these up afterwards. We'll just cut that in half like so. Well, I would definitely not call that half, but anyway, it should be enough to do what I have to do next. So we want parts 33, 34 and 35, which are located on that part of the build. So 33, 34 and 35. 33, so what parts? 33, 34, 35, 33. Okay, hidden in there, inside this wheel. Alright, so there it is. I was looking in the wrong spot. Now give that a push. Oh, I'm just taking the whole wheel out, which I didn't want to do. Alright, that's just going to have to come out. That's a shame. Alright, so I have to remember that's part number 65 for later. So part number 34, 33, there we go. Oh, look, speed up, part number. I need to write this down because that was part number, that was here. Part number 65, I need to write that down with a pen. So I've just written in very little numbers. Come back here. So I've written very little numbers, part number 65, so I'll know where to find that. And that one came out of, I'm pretty sure there. So yeah, I'm pretty sure both those are 65 because it's missed. I'd already popped one out of there. Alright, so I'm just going to write on that one as well. This in it doesn't do anything, so I'm going to write on that part number 65. And they can go in the box. So now we're looking for part number, which was 33, 34. There's part number 34, it's hidden in here. I'm going to try and get it out without taking everything else out. There we go, beautiful, that's out. Now, they're saying, attention, and they're making me look at this. So that's to which side that goes on. And that's telling me it goes that way So put our toothpicks through. These get trimmed off afterwards. So put our toothpicks through down to flat. Don't have to pay too much attention to the way this goes on, so that next one goes on like so. Let's get them on. These get trimmed off, so it doesn't matter that they're not exactly the same length. And this one goes on to here. There we go. Nice and gently. Oh, hang on. Okay, so that's that part there built. Now it tells me I've got to cut them off flush. It says in the book, knife, cut flush. So let's do that. And what I can do is just give it a little bit of a sand. Actually, I can push them through, back through the model a bit, and they're flush with the back. Give that a little bit of a sand, and now we're all nice and flush front and back. Give that a little bit more of a sand, and we're flush like so. Right, that's that bit done. Now we're after this bit here, which is part 36, which is this one here. So I can get that out, give him a little bit of a push, turn him over, give him a bit of a push, turn him over again, a bit more of a push, nice and gently. Let's see, and just pops out. Now, paying attention, so it's saying paying attention to there, that's that, to which way that goes on, and that goes according to that into that hole there. That's not going in very well. Just give that a wiggle on the way in. I'm going to take that out. And give that a little bit of a sand. It's a little bit, almost looks a bit damaged. Just give the sides a little bit of a sand if I can. Right, paying close attention again. That goes into there. Right, that's like that. And now we have to install parts 37 and 38. Rightio world, so I've just assembled all this here. And this is what we come up with. That is the fuel tank, even with key and speedo. So how cool is that? And they're all that's what it looks like from the back. They're all the individual rig pieces. I sanded in between all the little joins as I put them together. I just sanded between each one just to make it all fit together a lot easier, and it's still all pretty tight. If I'm not careful, this bottom section does pop out, but it all goes in. So there you go. That's building the petrol tank of this model, and so far So far it's going really good. And Sister Jilly, I love you very much. What an awesome model. Like when I first opened this box, I'm like, ah! And now I'm getting into it. I still have to be careful. As you saw earlier, I did break this back. As you did see earlier, I did break this back part of the bike off here when I was trying to push this together. This was a little bit awkward to get together to line everything up, but I believe a little bit of glue and the couple of toothpick holes there, I can make this work. So anyway, well, that'll conclude part 2 of this video, and part 3 will be further along the assembly line. So rightio worlds, we'll catch you later, and I'm really hoping you're enjoying this build as I am. Like I said, very daunting when I first started and opened the pack up, and now it's like I'm really enjoying this model. So yes, Jilly, love you very much, and thank you. What an awesome Christmas present, and what a great model. So catch you on part 3 later. Bye.